Three. Hey,
Good
going
morning,
over
good
there,
morning,
Andy.
good morning, good morning.
Good afternoon, everybody.
This works for me. This is good.
You're finally getting a
Give me
morning
this.
shift in, mate.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I'm
good.
just out from work and you're about to get onto your shift.
I'm about to start, kind of thing.
Squeezing in a wee
Right.
potty in the morning.
Uh, that sounds like something you would have a smell after. You know what I mean?
Aye. Yeah.
A waft, something.
Yeah.
Uh,
I usually have
right,
two of
okay.
those.
First off, all right, drumheads, welcome to the show. Um, First thing we're going to fire across our bows is we'd like to pass on our condolences to Joe Noble's family, who sadly passed away at the weekend. All right, so the guy's a legend, and I know everybody says, "Oh, he's a legend, they're a legend," but anybody that's drummed or anybody that's been in the pipe band drumming world, at the very least, will know Joe Noble, and they'll know him larger than just the pipe band drumming world. He was involved in many different things.
So yeah,
He's
I,
a
I don't really know Joe Noble as a new guy. So what did he do you know anything about what he got up to?
Yeah, so he's involved in. He was one of the drummers in the British Cow Pipe Band. He had a fantastic shop in Glasgow called the Band Room. The big thing
Mm.
about the Band Room is that people used to go from far and wide to the Band Room because it was one of the few shops where you would get somebody that wasn't just trying to sell you a pair of drumsticks for a drum kit.
Gotcha.
So I suppose, in a weird sort of way, he was kind of a precursor to kind of the modern way which drummers, once you get your kind of a distinctive name, and you've been
Mm.
successful as a champion, then you open like kind of some sort of merchandise, some sort of shop.
Yeah, yeah.
So and you make that connect between making your brand as you a face to them part of the bigger commercialism, which is a great thing, and that's
And
what it's all
people can
about,
access it and
and people get it right.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so therefore that was one of his things. So the band room was famous as a place to go for sticks and pads and stuff like that. So it was a precursor to that sort of kind of way of thinking.
Mm.
Um, so and then obviously it was famous in the adjudicating world where he was a drumming judge. And he would write. He wasn't a, I know there's no, some people have preferences with judges, right? And
Yeah.
it's like one of the things, you know what I mean? You either like a judge or you might think, oh, I'm not really that keen on him and blah, 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 blah. But
That's typical.
the thing is that um, by and large, he would always write kind of comments that were kind of, I would say, assisting,
Mm.
helpful,
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
not degrading, not degrading or not negative. So it wouldn't be
Constructive.
like it would be like constructive. So it wouldn't be like just a negative statement. By the way, that was really rough. He would say things like maybe you should consider this, or
That's
maybe,
great.
or
Yeah.
that's good work that, but thinking about this, maybe that would be good to do this. So,
Awesome.
I don't think you're going to find a lot of people get anything bad to say about the guy. And by the way, honestly, genuinely, it's obviously been felt through the whole kind of
Mm. I saw a lot of stuff coming out for Joe
yeah, the
Noble.
whole the whole drumming world, man. So genuine condolences to the family. So I
Mm.
hope everybody can get over this time. All right. So without much ado, let's move cracking on with the show. Um, what have you been up to, Jason? Please tell me.
Oh,
Please tell me though. Please tell me. I want to know. Well, I know you're safe because I can see you on the screen, but
yeah, only
I,
just.
I want to know what's his name? Tristan or Trist or what's his name? The guy
Titus.
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 Do you know what? Right, here's a quick one for you. The Titus thing. It's so with that odd name because obviously you don't go about what was your name, Titus? Oh, that's as common as Johnny Smith. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
With the name Titus, I would think either a big dude, right, quite a
Yeah.
burly guy,
Lift stones like for a living.
yeah, that sort of thing. Titus, bring my ox, and he's got it on his shoulder. You know what I mean?
No, no worries,
Drops
boss.
it, aye, and he's like that guy that you need to drop. Bring in your kilt. What for? That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, so is he a big guy or
He's not
no?
like that at all. He's the complete other
Oh,
side of the spectrum that you would
right,
imagine, right?
exactly.
He's the
Which means
he's your man behind the organ, right? So like he's a wee man, but the instrument he plays is essentially a building. You know, that's the gravity of Titus. That's this guy.
Well, listen, this is the thing. So if he's no structurally large man, a big guy, right? That means he's a small guy. And with a name like Titus, that means only one thing: serial killer. Telling you, mate,
Yeah.
he's got that psychology. He's wanting the world to pay for his lack of structure. It's like, get you all
I'm
back.
I'm walking real carefully. I'm heeding your warning, as you know. I always listen to you, Andy. But I could have really used your advice because I rocked up to a rehearsal with this guy, and he's like that. Did you print off the music? And would you believe it? As true as I am standing before you right here, I did not print off the music. Complete amateur. What have I done?
Wait,
Right? Yeah.
listen, just a quick one on this. Did they get angry or did they just be silently angry?
No, because what I said to him, I was like, as most modern musicians do these days, is you're like, I've got it on my device. Anyway,
All right, I wouldn't like that.
well, he goes, yeah, okay, right. Well, he's got an iPad, so I was like, surely not that bad. And he's like, right, let's start from bar 9, and then we'll finish off in section F. And I'm like, this isn't like pipe band music at all. Yeah, this is like a guy who conducts orchestras, like, and and he's expecting me to be right on his level. And I'm like,
And he's like, and he's like, Jason, bar 9, section F,
yeah.
and I want it in. Oh, let me think, 12/7 time.
Oh, yeah, sure, boss.
You're like, aye, all right. And then he
Yeah.
says, and then he says, just as he walks away, put the lotion in the basket.
Just before you're on your way out, could you make sure that door's
Oh,
closed? No, he's sound, but the thing is, we're trying to work out this schedule of what it is we're going to play for this showcase. Uh, as you probably know, because this is a massive thing, by the way, this organ that we're going to do the showcase for, biggest organ in the Southern Hemisphere. So
wait,
definitely bigger than a
I'm
lot of
not.
organs in the Northern Hemisphere.
Listen, the biggest organ in the southern hemisphere.
Aye,
Southern hemisphere, you say, right?
yeah,
Just a quick one for you, right? I was in Durban or something like that in South Africa, and somebody grabbed me and they went, "This is the largest shopping mall in the southern hemisphere," and they said it with a bit of pride, right?
yeah,
And I was like, and at first I went, "Oh, right, oh, that's good."
in Durban.
And yeah, but then listen, and then I went, "Oh, hold on a minute, southern hemisphere, right? Possibly one of the largest continents in the southern hemisphere is Antarctica, right? Where all the penguins cut about, right?
Oh, don't.
No, wait, listen. So there's penguins, right, in Antarctica, right? They ain't building no shopping mall or making organs in churches, right? So that kind of takes a lot of it away for you. Where you go, like Santiago, Chile, I don't know, Sydney and Auckland. That's really it, isn't it, really?
You are so rude.
When it's,
Where
I
do
mean,
you get off, pal?
that's a bit,
Yeah.
they're not exactly pantheons or
Always
cities.
bagging up.
They're not kind of new builds. That's like, do you know what that's like? That's like the new build. That's like Wimpy Homes. That's the new build of the world, the Southern Hemisphere. What is
You,
it? 20, it's 20-year-old, mate. It's ancient. Come and look at this ancient building. How old's it? It's been around since the 1960s.
you just
It's
wait,
still
mate.
a Disney cupcake.
One day
Disney
we'll have bigger
cupcake,
shopping
Jason.
malls. We'll have bigger shopping malls and bigger organs than any of you northern folk. So,
Oh man,
listen,
it's actually a bit like America. That's the same sort of thing. I'm going to try and insult as many people as I can in the one breath here. It's a bit like America, you know what I mean? They go, "Oh, it's really old. It's like 170 years old, man." You're like, aye, all right.
well,
Suppose
yeah.
get she's by.
Look, this whole thing. Anyway, we were trying to work out some stuff that the drum kit could go in and play. That would have been the first
Yep,
time it happened, but looks like
yep.
we're moving that away from the sketch. But I'm gonna go ahead and just play a snare, just a snare piece. So I'm in my comfort zone, but it's not pipe bandy stuff. It's a bolero. Do you know what a bolero is?
Well, I
It's
know
I
that.
don't
I
really
know.
know
Listen,
how to
no, listen. I
describe it.
know. Yeah, no, I know what Bolero is. Bolero is the famous tune by whatever his name is, can't remember, composer, and it's kind of like side drum tap,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tap,
That's
tap.
it.
But there's more than that. I mean, you've used Bolero. I would use that La Gaza Ladra by the Cine. That's the same
Whoa.
sort of idea where you've got like a kind of a snare, just a solo snare effect, taking a take the tune along. There's many of
Dude,
them.
I just busted out with like I tried to flex on you and trying to hit you with that. I'm playing a bolero, and you just served me right back. That was very impressive. You know
Take
what
it
you're
back,
talking
sir.
about.
Take it back.
A
Take it
lady
back,
knows
sir.
exactly what he's talking about.
So
But any,
the thing,
yeah,
I get it. So that's what you went for. Hey, listen, simple's best, to be honest.
oh,
Um, I think to be fair to you, I couldn't really visualize audioly. I couldn't visualize right the actual the kick drum audioly.
audistically.
I was audioly. Anyway, so I couldn't actually visualize the kit working with that kind of organ. No, because like I said at the time, I went, is there any bass? Is there any guitar? And you're like, no. I'm like, well, it does sound like the guys want to skin you and put the lotion in the basket, right? Because he's only he goes to random musicians and he's like, do you want to play along the organ with me? And I'll be playing it. And he's like, aye, all right. That famous triangle player, Stevie Smith. See what I mean? And he's
Oh,
all
he has
buzzing.
been.
He goes to his pals. Listen, I'm playing with this famous organist guy. Next minute, Stevie Smith is never to be seen again. And then another victim of the musical killer.
He's looking at me. He's like, I want a tall one.
Right? He's went through different sizes. He's got like collection. He's got something like collections of hands or something like just the hands, and they sit like that. You know, like a kind of mannequin dummy in the house. He's got them, and
Oh,
there's wee tiny horns, and then there's big massive horns. He's like,
my
they're like
greatest
trophies.
composition.
They're like trophies. Each hand represents a tune that he's wrote.
Beware of those organists, guys. Drummers. Just watch out.
Listen, that's a fact. Uh, so I.
That's me.
Well, listen, keep us going with this. We want to actually hear it, what it's like. So at the end, I can kind of imagine what it'll be like.
Yeah.
No, I can imagine it'll be like, well, like, here's another classic. Oh, I mean, we were talking about like kind of solo snarey kind of stuff, you know, Highland Cathedral.
Well, it's. Come on, don't talk too much smack. That is one of the nicest tunes you can listen to.
But listen, I get it, right? As the guy listening to it, right? As a non-player
Yes.
listening to that,
Yes.
I can see them going, "Oh, that's lovely," you know. And I get it. This is the thing. I get that, but you know, as a drummer, I just think, just this is the time to get on the crack. What would this sound? What would this be like if I was on crack cocaine? Maybe it would take the pain away from it. Do you know what I mean?
Certainly speed it up.
Why did he become a crack addict? Oh, it was because of the pain. What? Because he'd lost family? Because he was in a war or some trouble? No, I had to play Highland Cathedral and again.
Yeah, and what's more disturbing is composed by Germans. So
they done it on purpose. It was another form of warfare they done.
yeah.
It's all right. You know what? We'll inflict this on the world.
Infiltrate.
They'll never guess it. It's like the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
It comes in the form of a tune.
Yes.
So it's nice. And I was like, oh, it's lovely. Just wait till you have to play it and again. Go insane.
That'll break them.
Right, moving on. So, right, as you can see, I'm wearing the manly top today. What are you thinking?
Looking smashing there, boy. You got the 75-year anniversary limited edition Manly Ringer Pipe Band 2024 Basel Tattoo.
Yeah! And listen, here's the best thing. 100% stolen valor. Never played a gig with that band. Remember that guy said that to you? So I'm like, I'm wearing this with stolen valor pride. I'm going to be like walking about for like my manly pipe band, that guy. However, what I would say is there's no stolen valor. You've actually stole my valor. So that's a Gordon Highlander badge.
Nah, don't bring that. That's actually real. Don't bring that into it.
So I'm firing that back to you. So see if I don't get a delivery of these t-shirts once every year from the band secretary, I'll be writing them a letter saying, as a veteran, I'm disgusted that you've just ran away and stole that badge.
I'm gonna have to take this clip out and show it to the band anytime we play rubbish. And I'm like,
right.
Hey, this guy right here.
This guy knows things. Anyway, moving on again. So the reference to t-shirt, the manly thing, it got us kind of thinking, so you're in a wee comfortable band.
Yep.
So how far? I mean, it's how far away is it for you? How far is
Oh,
Manly?
half an hour. Would you say that's a fair old drive?
Right, so wait a minute. That's not a fair old drive.
I thought it
That's
was a.
that's that's for here to Paisley.
I I thought that was a fair old drive until I went and visited the guys over at Fife Paulus, and they're talking about like guys are driving 2 hours or whatever to
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
band
yeah.
practice twice a week.
Right.
Is it?
That's right, twice a week at least, and then obviously before the major they're
Madness.
driving. And you'll find that with a lot of other bands that people like, so for instance, I'd imagine lots of cool folk flying in, right? Flying for other parts of the world to
Yeah.
go to practices.
Not just
So
from Scotland or like
no,
from
like maybe
America or
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that, right?
further afield, maybe doing it online, getting the stuff, and then at a certain point, cross the threshold, go, stay there, do the thing. So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
hard.
I don't.
It's hard for me to imagine that you can actually get a good quality out of like me and if me and you were rehearsing right now, like
Oh,
how would
it's
we?
rubbish. It's rubbish. I
These are
think
grade one bands we're talking about.
I know, and I don't get it. The long distance relationship. I mean, suppose it's like a bird, isn't it? Right? I mean, let's get realistic here, right?
Yeah,
It's like yeah, I love you. Yeah, it's going to be great. And all that. You're holding hands for days and days and days and weeks and all that kind of stuff.
we
And
got
then
about six
eventually,
months of this.
one of this kind of pattern, but one of this kind of coupling decides, I've got to move. I'm going somewhere further afield. Now, for some guys or girls, right, they'll be like that. Thank God they've moved. It's a great excuse to stay.
Oh
They've only
no!
they've only moved to somewhere like Glasgow or something. I mean, and they live in Bellsill or something like that. I mean, oh, it's too far. Can't you get there? But what I mean is it does degrade what it's all about to an extent, doesn't it? It makes it difficult, and you're
Yeah,
like, I don't know. So I mean, like for instance, we know Mark Beer runs things in New Zealand.
yeah.
This is the weird thing: as a Northern Hemisphere guy, you're like New Zealand, Australia. Is that no like next door to each other? And then people start thinking, next door, like next door in the house. So they go, you must be able to just get a bus there or something like that. Get a number
You,
57. Get a number 57 to Auckland, Jace, to
yeah.
Sydney.
You
You
just
know
get
what I
you
mean?
just get on the old yeah. There's the M57 that just goes straight across
See
across
across.
the transatlantic and
So I think how long a flight is it? An hour and a half, 2 hours.
if I was to go to Christchurch, I think that's 2 hours maybe from my house.
So what we so in reality we're talking Glasgow, Berlin type thing.
Yeah, seems
So
about right.
maybe a wee bit further. Yeah, around about that, right? Glasgow,
Yeah,
Berlinish. Right. Anyway, so
yep.
the point is that it degregates, and we're trying to work out, that I think Mark was on about a summer school and
Yeah, yeah,
whether
yeah,
that be
yeah.
worth it. But it's all about the whole point of people travelling, and there are people that do it. And any drumheads are out there want to tell us, oh, by the way, that's nothing. I travel practically. I spend my life travelling to get to the pipe band. Um,
Tell us about that.
Tell us
Honestly,
about that because it's a bit like nails in the eyes. I would imagine. At first, it might be a good idea. Same with the bird thing. You
yeah.
know, at first you're like, oh, it's great, no, it's a good laugh, and I do this to get there, and it's
Because
all worth it once I get there. But then the season starts, and then you start
yeah,
bombing a wee
yeah,
bit,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or you're not getting the results that you want, and
You're
then
drained.
you start thinking
It's not interesting anymore.
it's
Yeah,
not you, it's me.
yeah, yeah. I'm just homesick. There's people at home I like better.
This is the thing, and it's like so the whole thing about that thing, the long distance and the kind of the tire wheels. We're thinking maybe one of us should do it for a season.
Oh. And you're thinking me, eh? You're thinking
I'm
of sending
thinking,
me over
I'm
to New
thinking,
Zealand.
I'm thinking you. I think it'd be good for you to get the jet lag in. I know your life's not busy enough with the five
Yeah.
aside, the rodeos and the camping, right?
No,
You
we
busy
will.
up and dodging psychopaths that want to skin you alive.
As long as they pay me. I'm all right.
Checks in the post. So basically, um
Yeah. Yeah, look, I mean, I need to hear from other people and I need to see what it's like because I can't imagine it right now. I can't imagine flying 2 hours, what, once a week? No, surely not. Or you stay a
I
week or
think
something like. How does it work?
you could. I think it would. I think a good way of doing it would be like long weekends, bi-monthly,
Ah,
maybe. But I don't know. But you're obviously going to, if it's far enough away, you're not going to do it twice a week. You're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
have to
yeah,
make.
yeah,
You're going to have to go down there at the weekend and do Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
yeah.
3 days on the bounce. And
And,
obviously the band. And by the way, the band isn't going to do that. You might get away with that being a drum corps, and
yes. And I
or be a
imagine you want to have the scores in your head kind of locked down and then you go on and getting it refined for those days.
yeah, or
Surely.
better still be a tenor drummer, and then you would only need to turn up maybe once a month or something.
That's not happening, mate. Even that.
You know what I mean?
Even
Like,
that is
yeah,
not.
you could.
That's not going to put
You
it.
know what I mean? Like, obviously less congestion type thing. Just get it on.
You know, not convinced me on that one. Sorry. I'm sticking.
Well,
I'm sticking to snare.
starting to snare in Manly. All right, okay, go for that. Right. But that's the thing in it. So you've got that.
Yeah.
I've got talking about congestion. I've got about 8 tunes that I've got to learn for the Dusseldorf tattoo.
Ooh. Are you pumped?
Gifted to me by Happy Meal, right? And
William
he said,
Paul.
they said, and you know, he said to me, he goes, it's no, he says, I'll have a practice with you, and we can get. I says, it's nothing to do with the horns. He says, the horns can do the stuff. It's the memory. I says,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
so because now I'm getting close to senior age type
I
thing, and you're
know.
like, I can't even remember this. I can't even. I says, so it's not to do with the hands. I says, if I can walk about, like one of the wee kind of, the wee kind of, one of
Uh,
the bands,
a
with a bit
trumpet.
change card. You
Oh,
can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you read like kind of wee
yeah, yeah.
military regimental band type guys.
Yep, yep.
And their drummer sits with the cards
Oh,
on the
yes.
front of his drum,
Why
and
does
he's like,
why do pipe
why?
bands not have that?
No, they
What's up with
really do.
that?
They've got a stick up their they've got a stick up their behind me. I don't get it. Do you know what I've seen once as well? You can get the music right. Listen to this. You get the music, you can fable on it or like stick it.
Yeah,
Like so you can have it transparent.
yeah,
You can miniaturize it.
yes.
You could have it stuck
On your head.
on your skin.
Yeah,
Jobs are good.
yeah. That's.
Third part unison, no drama. Check this out.
I had to. There was one gig I had to just put the piece of paper on the drum, wet it, and as I'm playing, I'm reading through the scores, but my sticks are just cutting up the paper, so there's bits of paper flying everywhere.
Hey, listen, hence the fabulon.
Yeah.
So, listen, this is a good point, right? So, I suppose here's the question, right? So, are people testing your memory, or are they testing your capability? There's a difference.
Great horns or great
Well,
mind?
what I mean is right. So see if you can sight read and you're a good drummer, right?
Yeah.
And you rock up to a pipe bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go to a contest. Now remember, you go to the contest, you form a wee circle, that wee kind of
Yep.
hug a mug where,
Yep.
where nobody can see what you're doing anyway, right? Well, that's the idea. But you know what I mean? So basically, you kind of like that, and then the judge is listening at the back. He's only listening. He doesn't care what faces you pull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can be like that when you're drumming. He doesn't care. He just wants to hear it. Does it sound clean? Is it together? Is everybody playing good stuff?
Right.
Does it match with the music?
Why is he laughing?
Tick, tick. Why is he pulling a stupid face? If he's just in a stroke. Tick, 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 tick. Right? And away you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody somewhere, one of Tom Hedge out there will be like to me, no, it's because of this. But I know it's not illegal.
Wait, what?
I know it's not punishable in the
Have
RSPB.
you seen it happen?
I've seen guys going with a wee card with a wee cheat sheet on it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I know the guy that done it. Not me. I know
But
the guy sorry, there you go, but that's what
does that make it feel cheap? If you scored real high and then the guy in the opposing band didn't score too well, and he's like, that guy had the cows.
I so what? You could have, but see if you didn't think of it, you could have had the kids.
You didn't have to look at him.
No, what I mean is
Yeah, I
what
get
you could argue, right? This is what you could argue, right? you could argue if you're a drummer in a corps, right? And a guy, so you've got your wee sheet cards there, your wee cheat sheet, right? You've got your wee cheat sheet in front of you. Are you looking at the cheat sheet or are you looking at the lead tip?
Okay.
Now that's the only that's the only kind of thing I could think is a kind of excuse.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But here's the thing: you go and look at some bands, baby. There's a lot of guys no really kind of looking at the lead drummer. Sometimes people would argue that sometimes it can throw you a wee bit.
I've never heard this.
No, sometimes you know what I mean. Sometimes it could do something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
my point is it doesn't really matter. What matters is the overall sound. If it's clean, concise, and together, it doesn't matter how you go there. Train's arrived at the station, man. Get off the train. It's worked.
RSPBA would have to step in probably and be like, nah, only lead tips can have the sheet music, or make some kind of rule.
But there isn't a rule. There isn't a rule.
Not yet, anyway.
No, but I suppose it comes down to a matter of snobbery.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right, so that's really what we're talking about is musical snobbery, right? Where folk go, he doesn't know the stuff. He doesn't need it because he can play it.
But then you go, well, I've got not a disability. Hey, you could say that.
That's genius, baby. Well, you could say that, couldn't you? I mean, if folk got away with taking ponies on a plane and all that, you could turn around and I'm asking for my comfort as my music.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The animals.
Hey, Andy, look at that guy. He's got the sheet music on his drum. And he's got a disability.
What's the animals called that they could take? You say, it's a thing with animal. It's for your
like an assistance. What do you call it?
People are trying to get on planes with like pet, like miniature ponies and all that, and saying, "Oh, that's my comfort animal. I need that to de-stress and all this kind of stuff." I'll be like, that's sheet music. That's my comfort animal. I need that sheet music.
I sleep with that.
I sleep with that at night. So I don't know. Listen, it's a bit tongue in cheek, but it's still pertinent.
Yeah,
it's still pertinent. I mean,
something I've never seen, but didn't know it was possible.
And here's another thing, right? So, say for instance, right, I'm going to throw some rocks in the water here, right? All the drum corps are great. All the drummers are great, right? However, right? Say, for instance, you're a grade 3 A band, right? Or a grade 4 A band, 4B, even a grade 2 band. Let's be honest, right? Grade 2, it's a kind of mixed bag of grade 2, right? You've got like kind of top end grade 2 that's really pushing to try and get into grade 1. And then you've got grade 2.
The guys who just got promoted.
It's a kind of extension of grade 3 alpha. So do you know what? I'm not trying to take anything away from people, but come on, we all know there's a difference between the top 6 pipe bands in the world and grade 2. That's a fact, right? Let's just march on for that.
The stats
so here's the thing, right? So I can kind of get the differential between the top 6 bands in the world, cutting about with wee cue cards, right? Which isn't going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen, right? It's not professional. However, for the other guys who are literally the other guys, get over yourselves.
Yeah.
Just get out of yourselves. Like in this, because
unless you're striving to be that top grade, and you're like,
listen, you can strive to be that top grade. That's not the point here. The point is that there's a big difference between the top 6 or top 10 grade 1 pipe bands and the rest, right? And let's not forget this: the pipe band world is a minutia. You're not that big a deal. Do you know what I mean? You're not that big a deal. You're all right. You're maybe a good, I don't know, you're a good core drummer and you play in a good core. Whoop-de-doo. But see in reality, in the sphere or the realm of music,
the world,
and percussion, right?
Yeah.
You really aren't that big. And the only people that are kind of large S are like, like maybe your Stevie Crichtons, your Jim Kilpatricks, Mick O'Neill, people that have kind of won titles and folk go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of know them or I've heard of
Yep.
them. But then it starts, and to be fair, it does get hard for that to transgress into the bigger percussional world,
It does.
right?
When I was starting out, when I was not even when I started out, I was considering joining pipe bands. I
Right?
was like following, Drumeo. Everybody knows Drumeo.
Yeah, I know Drummond.
It's the sort of the drum
Well, I mean,
kit.
I said that as if I knew a guy. Yeah, I know
Yeah, I
Drummond.
know. We're pals.
Yeah,
Um,
years I've known him.
so I'm
Right?
watching that, and then I'd seen Stephen McWhirter go onto that,
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
he was explaining pipe band's roles. Now, this was the first guy who'd gone on there who wasn't like an American drummer that I'd seen, right?
Right.
And I was like, oh, here we go. Something, a bit closer to home. And I was like, okay, this is some real stuff. This is some real stuff going on here. This is pipe band drumming. This is really good. But then that was
Yep.
kind of it. It just dropped off after that. So I think you have to break through into that larger percussive world to really be a big, big fish. But within the pipe band world, you can be massive. People are like, whoa.
Right. Like, exactly. And this is what people need to kind of check man to themselves, right? So the bottom line is I'm not trying to take Andy's
No, no, no.
order away from him. In fact, we've got a big fish that we're going to be interviewing not too far from this point in time,
Hopefully.
right? And I'm totally stoked that we can
Yeah.
manage to interview these people, and other people have said I'm totally looking forward to getting them on the show. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about your Andy Lairds in the world out there, right?
Ah.
No, they guys. Even though I've got this mug, right, that says
This is
that,
what an awesome drummer looks like.
right?
That's
Bearing in mind that I've got this mug, and I also bought my own greatest dad in the world mug because it was going cheap, and I knew the kids wouldn't buy me it.
That's
But it's in the house.
because the kids weren't buying it for you. Just to make
They want
yourself
to buy
feel
me
better.
They want to buy me that, and no drummer has ever bought me this except myself. So
You're just hoping
listen,
nobody asked you who bought that for you.
was that a gift for Kieran McQuillan? No, it's a
Yeah.
gift for Andy Laird.
But speaking
Yeah,
of the Andy
standard.
Lairds, like we started this show and we're like, you get excited, you're like, we're gonna be massive, but like really, we're doing a show for pipe bands and more importantly, pipe band drummers, which is
It's even made him obscure. It's
we're going nowhere.
Exactly. You know, these people think, oh, I've just met this guy. Really? But here's the point, right? So, back to what I was saying about, it's not for them. It's for the Andy Lairds of the world. It's for the Jasons of the world, right?
Yeah.
It's for people that, look, yeah, fair play to you, tip your hat. You can play maybe an MSR or you can play like a couple of wee things. Good, well done, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But in reality, you're not setting your discipline on fire. Right? That's the truth be told. You're not setting your discipline on fire. You know about it. You can maybe play a couple of tunes or a couple of phrases or something like that. You're not setting on fire. So, what harm would it be if Andy Laird put a bit of fable on his drumming and played an MSR? They didn't give a shit. Not really.
He just needs to know
this. You know what I mean?
He just needs to see the next notes. The poor guy.
That
Give it to him.
that guy. You're lucky he woke up and shaved this morning.
Someone's got to do it and make it fashionable. You got to get like
Wait.
your Kerr McKillans or something to just.
No, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start up a pipe band, dedicate it, or a drum. No, I never had a pipe band. I don't want to get involved with these people. A drum corps, right? A drum corps that's got people that have been like get things wrong with them. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't remember stuff, and they're just I don't
delusional,
know, just socially awkward and all that. I mean, I might even convince that organist that's a psychopath.
I was going to say,
he could join the corps.
Potential serial killers.
That kind of corps.
But as long as you've got great horns, you're in.
That's the thing. If anything, once they've finished shoplifting and their murder spree in Glasgow at the World,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When we're standing there in front of the bar and they're like, "You've done all this shit, I know, but Your Honour, lovely hands."
Ladies, band of hard knocks.
Anyway, moving on. Listen, just a quick one for you, right? So we've done the Worlds. Don't know if this is a thing that really, 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 really bothers me.
Ooh.
Right? It's quite a simple thing, right?
Is it me?
But no. It's quite a simple thing, but it's something I've got to get off my chest, right?
Go,
I've got to get this off my chest.
please.
Right. Again, referencing the pipe bond world, right?
Uh-huh.
Uh, this this is to me is insane, right? But people will be like, that shows my insanity getting insane about something that they would probably class as trivial, right? Wait. World Pipe Band Championships. There's two drum corps, two types of drum corps that march on the field. Now, I'm using this phrase march, right? So could we all agree, right, that the pipe bands have, for whatever reason, and whatever your politic or your penchant is, right, have mimicked British Army drill,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
now, irrespective if you come for Kathmandu, right, or you come for Hullabaloo, it doesn't matter, right? The general guidance for people's marching and discipline, right, is British Army drill.
Even the gear that you wear, right?
So, but here's the thing, right? Here's the insanity bit, right? So I watch these bands, right, and I've actually been told I have guys in the pipe band world, and this is you know, in my brain, I've already throat chopped them, right, and punched them in the back of the head as they're falling to the ground, right?
I can see it happening to you right now.
That's what's happened to me in my mind, but I've restrained myself and I've just went like, really, right? So here we go, right? I've got a pair of drumsticks here, right?
I got one.
Drumstick, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Choice A, this is binary, by the way. Choice A is this. People go like that and they hold their drumsticks under their right arm. And then they start to march. Or they march off the field, right? Or we have people that have it under their left arm. And then they march off the field. Right? There's only one correct way of doing that. There's only one correct way of doing it, right? It's either pick right or pick left. Now, here's a big, massive tip for you. See if you don't pick the left hand, you're doing it wrong, right? It's wrong. I don't care what you say. Do you know what some guy says to me, right? He went, but that's the way we do it in the pipe band. I says, oh, is that right? I says, that's the way you do it in the pipe band. I says, well, here's a tip for the top.
Don't do it.
No, here's a tip for the top, right? If you fall out, the pipe major goes, right, guys, fall out. I says, where do you turn to? He goes, you turn to the right. I says, well, why not turn to the left then? He went, what? I says, well, why not turn to the left? I says, it's a pipe band. You can make up your own pipe bandy rules. Turn to the left. And just say, oh, and by the way, and see when we're marching on, we're going to swing both arms.
Okay.
But you can't do that because the pipers have got their bags and they've got their pipes in the left hand. And the reason it's a practical
reason.
No. There is a practical reason, right? So if it's in your left hand, right, it means you can salute with your right hand. And also, when you're marching behind the pipers, you don't look like you're tick-tocking because you clowns are swinging your left arm and they clowns are swinging the right arm.
Right.
Honestly, do you know what we're going to do? I promise you this, right? Because folk might think, oh, he's talking rubbish. What does he know? I tell you what, we're going to get the senior drum major, the British Army on, telling people what horn to put it in. But I'm telling you right now, it's that horn. It's a left hand. Right?
We need to do some sort of episode that talks about the etiquette and the way things should be done, because it's gone awry, surely.
And see, if you want, you can hold your drumsticks up like this when you mark on the park. That could be your thing. Just hold them up like champions. But don't, for the love of God, don't tell me it's the right way. It's completely wrong. You're doing it wrong. Stop doing it. Have a word with yourself. Go and speak to somebody that's in charge of your band. And here's the other thing. All these fake drum majors. If you're a drum major in a pipe band and that lack of discipline is happening in your back rank and they're holding it stupidly, I suggest if your job is dressing deportment of the band, you should clip yourself round to the back of the band and go, You've got your drumsticks in the wrong hand, guys. I don't know. What do we have these guys taking a seat in the bus for? Oh, that's our drum major. What does your drum major do? Oh, he twirls a baton and marches up and down. Or she, whatever. Well, you've got to have some role.
Sort it out. Get it right.
Honestly.
Hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We didn't clear this up.
It's like either do it or don't do it. You know what I mean? Do it right.
Say you're doing it.
Don't say you're doing it. You know what I mean? Listen, this is the way I play a 7-stroke roll. Well, that's not a 7-stroke roll. That's a 13-stroke roll. But that's the way I play it. I don't give a monkeys. You know what I mean? Help me.
Lovely.
Please help
Lovely.
me.
And
right, anyway.
That's what we all be waiting for, people. That's what... Andy's rant. My new favourite part of the show.
Listen, moving on. I'm going to try and come down now, right? Because obviously it's not good for the high blood pressure. It's not, but this is the thing. Heather's like that. That's bad for your blood pressure and like that. Right, it's only bad for my blood pressure because there's idiots in the world annoying me. Lock the people up.
They guys are bad for his blood pressure.
They guys are bad for my blood pressure. Not me. I'm good for my blood pressure. It's them that's been setting them off.
My blood pressure was sound.
Talking rubbish. Talking rubbish. Don't talk rubbish at me. Don't want to hear it. Right.
Public health announcement.
I'm back in the room. I'm back in the room, right? Back in.
Relax.
She's Viking in me. I can't help myself.
Aye. And you're gearing up for work as well. You need to pump up. Getting on the bus, like.
No, shut with him. He's just on a podcast. Leave him alone. Got fired up with it. Right. Anyway, next on the agenda. T-shirts. Talk me T-shirts. I want to do T-shirts.
I do too.
Drumheads, they can send us in stuff if they want.
Drumheads, do you want T-shirts? Would you wear a T-shirt? I just imagine it now. People rocking up with the drum score shirt. Oh, looking swish.
Well, do you know what it is, right? Listen, do you know what? I'm not even giving a monkeys about the merch sale, right? I don't really care. But I think for us, for me and you at the very least, we need some T-shirt.
We need some sort of uniform in this show.
We can't keep wearing other guys' T-shirts.
I'm running out of them as well. Like the rotation's done.
I'm like that. I can't. You know, there's like, what are you doing? Oh, I've got to go and buy a T-shirt. I've got a show today. You can't keep buying T-shirts for a show.
Yeah.
You got a second mortgage, man.
Yeah. I'm being accused of stolen valor over here with the shirt. So I need mine. Like,
listen, there's no stolen valor in it. It was gifted to you.
Exactly.
I would be beholden to you. No, I mean,
thank you.
She say, listen, this T-shirt, there's a story behind this T-shirt. I think I just bought it off the peg. No chance.
Yeah, I'm not telling you that story.
Exactly.
Off you go.
You don't need to know about that story. So really, that's kind of us. Just going to wrap it up. I suppose we're done. We're nearly there.
Yeah, and you've got to get to work, and I've got to get to dinner.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is this show went a lot more fluid than the last show.
Oh yeah, we've had some tech issues, haven't we?
We've had some stinkers, man.
Oh yeah. We were cursed by the podcast gods.
Oh, listen, the thing is it just didn't work out. It was on the phone, and we wanted to do something, so we had to do it, and I done it on the phone. It was like watching a dubbed like kind of kung fu film, wasn't it? Hey, yo, yeah. I want to fight you. I couldn't watch it. I was toiling to watch my. I was like, I can't even watch that to check it. I'm like, that's doing my nothing. So,
and I've got big fat L plates on for my editing skills, people. So if you see the editing and you think it's that dodgy, that's me. Fair, that's me.
Well, I'd like to thank one times Kirsten Laird for her efforts in the editing. They were great, but they never get on because so
she had brought our show into the next century, into the modern age.
Honestly, Buff's
done a bang up job.
Yeah, it was great, but
we just couldn't get it.
We couldn't get it up. Oh, that doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean.
We couldn't upload it successfully for you, so we just gave you whatever we could give you, and we hope you enjoyed that.
Do you know what we done? We were like painters that come round to your house, right? And they just open the tins of paint, dip the brush in, put a bit on the wall, and then bugger off to the pub for a
One
scoff,
coat.
a couple of pints. It's like half a job. You walk in, what's this? Oh, paint texture on the wall. It was really going to take some.
Thanks for that.
Cheers, bud. Right, so Jace, that's us. Till the next time.
Till then, mate. Ciao, John Reds.
Ciao.